Hey guys, Movie-holics Anonymous here, Jacob Ballard with my review of Kingsman: The Golden Circle, which proves that there is verifiably a spy sequel curse in Hollywood. Ever since the Jason Bourne trilogy, there has not been a single spy movie franchise that has managed to make two straight good spy movies. That's really sad. Okay, so let's talk about what makes Kingsman: The Golden Circle work to a point and also what makes it not work. So we'll start with the positive. The positives are Colin Firth is good in this movie once he gets to have the role that he did in the first movie. For a while, he has a different kind of role, and I won't tell you that in case you don't know because the trailer doesn't give away exactly how he's back. And I felt like Colin Firth did improve the movie when he was mostly in the second half of the movie. He improved the movie some. I feel like Channing Tatum as Tequila was really a solid presence. I felt like he brought a lot of humor to his role, and he was just so naturally charming and funny. I wish he'd been in the movie more. I honestly think this movie would have been a lot better movie if it had been Eggsy and Channing Tatum's character throughout the whole movie instead of just having Channing Tatum disappear after 10 minutes. So, that being said, I also felt like that the guy Pedro Pascal was good in his role. There's not much there, but he did his best. Halle Berry was, so-so, as she usually is lately. And let's see, Sophie Cookson was good in her very limited screen time. And I think that Taron Egerton, that's how you say his name, as Eggsy was once again, I feel like he did the best he could with the role, and he brought, I think his performance is strong and strong enough to lead the movie, for sure. And there are plenty of zany, over-the-top action sequences, and I would say that if you want to see non-stop crazy action sequences, there's plenty for most of those, for the people who enjoy those. And I enjoyed the fight scenes themselves. There are some moments in them where they go very over the top, and that will bother some people because it's way crazier than the first movie. Like, it takes ideas that were in the first movie and amps up the craziness to new levels. And it's just, that'll take some people out of it, but it's very stylized violence, very over the top, very crazy. So it's kind of an enjoyable film in that way because it's so crazy, it's kind of fun. But the main problem this movie has, and this is into the negatives, is that the first movie made fun of itself. They have scenes where Samuel L. Jackson and Colin Firth talk to each other and they discuss, oh, well, you remember those old spy movies like James Bond, and oh, the new James Bond movies are too dark. Well, this movie is darker at times, but then it's also trying to be funnier, and the tone goes all over the place, and the pacing's all over the place, and that's in large part because they don't make fun of themselves and they aren't aware of what they're causing the audience to feel or not feel. The director is so in his own world, and the writers, that they think they're making just a great fun movie that everyone will love every minute, when really they're not giving us the same connection they have with the characters. And it's frustrating because in the first movie I connected with those characters very well. In this movie they kill off a bunch of characters in one scene, and there's one emotional moment about it, and then it's dropped the rest of the movie. You don't even really feel an emotional connection to those deaths, which is important because there's a revenge sequence that you have to feel something about those deaths to care about, and it's not there. And there's also just so many times where it tries to be serious briefly, just right before something silly and stupid happens. And there are some zany fun things, like I said, but the zany stupid things are too many, and there's some offensively unfunny things in this movie. There's a sequence where they have to put a tracker in a woman in a place I'm not going to talk about, but I will just say that where they put it, they should not have shown as much as they did. And the fact that they did is disgusting. And I didn't have a problem with the joke at the end of the first movie, which was offensive to a lot of people. But in this movie, I felt they went way too far, and it was really just disgusting, and I can't believe they did it. And as far as the relationship between Eggsy and his girlfriend, could have cut that out. Could have cut out the memory loss plot point in this movie as well, because those were gigantic waste of time. And the main villain is a waste of time too. She does the same thing that Blofeld did in Spectre. She's just like in the shadows. She doesn't do anything until the last fight. All she does is push buttons and just stay away from the actual stuff. And there's nothing interesting about her. She's not menacing enough. She's just like, I'm evil and silly, and we're gonna make dumb puns the whole movie. Ah! Isn't that lovely? So Kingsman: The Golden Circle, if you just want some dumb fun action movie, you'll have fun. But I think it's bloated, and I really just couldn't say I liked it at the end because it really just it broke what made the first one work. It wasn't as funny, it wasn't as self-aware, it wasn't as inventive or creative, and it went too far with its humor and its violence. And overall, this is just the worst kind of sequel. It's the one that doesn't. It's not the worst movie ever made. It's not the worst sequel ever made. It's so over the top that it's just so when it could have been so wonderful with all these cast members and director Matthew Vaughn who made X-Men First Class, Stardust, and just so many good movies. And yet this movie just fell flat for me. So I'm gonna give this a 2.5 out of 5, guys. One of the biggest disappointments of the year. I don't recommend seeing it in theaters. It's only worth a rental, and only if you have a lot of time to kill because it's so long. Hope the third one's better. I'm not sure if I'll see it in theaters because this one was a big disappointment. But anyway, guys, let me know what you guys thought of the movie, what you think of this review in the comment section below. Until the next video, talk to you guys later.